Now, for me, taking a look in the future, Suki, I know you're chair of the CBA, sorry, Legal Future Subcommittee. From your vantage point, what do you think the big shift's going to happen in the future?
I think I shared a cute story. Maybe I'll start there. Just so people, our audience really understands generative AI to the extent of how intelligent it really is. So we have Alexa at home, and so my son who's 8, so I, kind of was playing with it and said, I really love you, Alexa, and Alexa comes back and plays "I Love You" song. Okay, so then he turns around, and I'm in the room as a parent. I'm still like observing all this, making sure, and "Oh, Alexa, I want to marry you." Well, Alexa's response was, "Well, I have to
I'm not
determine
quite
for."
sure how to help you with that.
There you go. It's in the background. Her response was initially when like if I turn around and say to her those words, she's going to get into a conversation with me, so I'm going to avoid that. But what what was being said is that she said back to my son, "Well, I need to determine if we're compatible. And in order to determine if I'm compatible, I'm going to ask you 3 questions." One question was, "Okay, can you tell me what my favorite food is? Is it pizza? Is it spaghetti? Or is it fruitcake?" Well, my son being my son, and I'm thinking in my head, if I'm answering her question, I'm going to say pizza because that's the most popular thing, popular food that everybody usually likes. Well, my son, as cute as he is, says fruitcake. And she says, "No, that's not right, the answer." So she went through like a color, and then I think she asked a song or something or another. And in the end, she concluded, "Well, sorry, I don't believe we're going to be compatible, so I can't marry you." So this is the context of which we're using generative AI at the moment. Where is it going to go? Look, we've talked about how Bill Gates talks about, um, how it's going to be even further intelligent than we are. I mean, they're working on that. And like, yes, there is that ability for it, but that's going to take some time. But we're talking about here and now. And even if we talk about within 5 years, what is our legal industry going to look like? I've been talking to experts like Jordan Furlong, who is one of our legal industries, and he'll be humble when I say this. He'll say, "I don't think that's true," but I call him the guru of our legal industry. He has a real pulse of what legal services should be like, where we've been, where are we now, what is AI all about, and generative AI, and in the legal industry, how does that all work? And we had a conversation, and we even had coffee together, and I had him on one of our podcasts with CBA as well. And we were talking, and I said to him, my feeling is that lawyers, the number of lawyers that are going to be out there, we're going to see some jobs going, but they're going to be new jobs created as a result. And he said, "Yeah, you're right. The number of lawyers that are going to be out there is probably going to be cut in half. Some of the admin staff and all that, because it's task oriented. AI can help with tasks and things like that. But the intellectual side and the legal expertise that are still going to be required are still going to be there, because what's going to happen is clients, and I get that today too. Clients come to me and say, "Suki, what's the point of me going to," because I asked some of my clients, I said, "What if I use generative AI? I'm assuming you'd want me to reduce my bill or whatever." And they'd be like, "First of all, you'd need to tell us." I said, "Of course, we have an ethical duty to do that. And number two, then it's like, okay, well, if you're going to use generative AI, don't you think you should charge us less? But then why are we coming to you?" And it's like, we come to you because of the expertise and the insights you give us that generative AI cannot. And it's also the relationship you built with us. And I think that's the key. That's going to be a sweet spot for not only lawyers, but others in the industry, in different industries as well. I think it's I don't know, tell me what you think, Robin. I think it's cross-cultural in all of the industries that we're in, where it's human nature to develop relationships with people.
Yeah.
When you have business relationships, there's the foundation for trust, integrity, knowing that they can rely on you for insights that no one else will give them, but that will guide them and help them succeed in what they're trying to achieve. So I think that's going to be what the space is going to look like. And I think eventually, too, law firms are going to be bought up by corporations as well. And then how is that going to look like? What is that going to be? right now, the Law Society rules in most jurisdictions doesn't necessarily allow that, but in like Australia, Europe, parts of the U.S., it's already happening. So there's going to be a lot of change to come. But I think we need to embrace that change, get informed, and know how you can be in that space and still make a positive contribution and impact. I think that's going to be important.